man, I look at that shirt and I think to myself, what could have been?
Do you remember, Dad, when I got arrested on my second day of my freshman year of college?
Yeah.
And then I didn't tell you. And
so
then
I don't remember that part.
And then the city of Pittsburgh mailed the stuff.
Yeah.
To my home address, which was obviously your home. And then you drove up to Pittsburgh. And
you called me. They mailed it to you. You called me.
I was crying.
And you called me. You were crying because, well, you got busted and well.
This was underage drinking.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
which I do not condone, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned a lot.
Yeah, he has. He hardly drinks at all.
Really don't.
And so they kind of scared you when they sent you the summons and everything. And so, yeah, you call, wondering at that point as a young 18-year-old, well, what do I do now?
Yeah, that's what you call Dad.
Yeah, you admit your faux pas.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, that's when I wear this shirt.
Yeah.
I remember fondly you driving up for my court date, which really was quite... Anyway, we don't need to get into details of that. We do, however, after my arrest story, need to talk about our sponsor because I think they want to be associated with that.
Of course.
I think that's why they're paying.
Yes. Because we're still trying to pay off those legal fees.
Yeah. FindTheBestCarPrice.com/insider. Okay, they're a great website, an incredible resource. They have buying guides. They have guides for you for different templates you can use to get dealers to compete against one another on price. And in addition to that, they have manufacturer incentives, lease incentives, all the different deals that you can get access to. They've aggregated it in one place. Month by month, they're updating it. So if you go to /insider, FindTheBestCarPrice.com/insider.
Yeah.
It'll take you right to that page. We get credit for it. You're going to find some useful information. It's a win-win-win.
So thank you, Jeff.
All right. So title of today's video, Deb, we're talking about selling cars.
Okay.
Now, one of us here
years.
has sold cars before. I'm going through the process of selling mine to Carvana. Stay tuned for those videos.
Okay.
We get a lot of questions about what you should and shouldn't do if you're going to try and get the most money selling your car. And so
you're talking about a private individual selling their car, whether they sell it to another private individual or a family member or a dealership or however they choose to sell it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going like family member route here, but I mean...
I wouldn't either.
I'm kind of...
They're going to pay the least.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think of like the three main players. So to me, I think if I'm selling it to like... So I as you might know, have my Volvo and... You know, I could sell it to the local Volvo dealership.
Yes.
I could sell it to a Carmax, Carvana, Vroom.
Yes.
Or I could sell it private party, which would be maybe through, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, or there's all sorts of like online, car auction websites.
Yes.
So you tell me, what should I do if I'm trying to get top dollar out of all three? And then within each of the three, are there specific things I should do before I sell to get the most money?
Well, I think obviously the way you probably get the most money is to sell it privately to a private individual. Now, whether or not you want to go through the aggravation of doing that and having to deal with people coming to where you live, looking at the car, wanting to take the car for a test drive, setting up an appointment for 3 o'clock in the afternoon and then they cancel or they don't show, or they show up at 4 o'clock and you're...
Does that sound reminiscent of your dealership days?
Of course.
Yeah.
But it's time consuming to sell your car yourself. Can you get more for it that way? Absolutely. I used to tell customers every day, hey, you can sell your car for more than what I can afford to pay for it. Okay, because you don't have to recondition it, you don't have to guarantee it, you don't have to have any warranty on it. There's no warranty of merchantability. You have no liability when you sell it. Once you've sold it, it's done. It's a complete as-is transaction, and you're out of the picture unless, I don't know, the car breaks the day you sell it and some irate person comes back and puts you back in the picture. So that's the way you can make the most money. If you want to avoid that and you don't want to trade it in, but you just want to get rid of it, you could go back to the dealership where you bought it and see if they might be interested in buying it. Now, once again, they're probably going to offer you less than what some others might, because they know the car, they know that it might be it might need service soon, or this because they got the service histories, whatever. But a dealership is a way to go. It's a possibility. And then in today's world, especially when we're talking about the middle of August 2020, with the shortage of pre-owned inventory out there at the moment, that there are other players that specialize in pre-owned cars, those players being Carmax, Vroom, Carvana, who have buying programs, who are desperate for inventory and would tend to probably pay more than what a dealership would. Now, I would leave it up to you, if you'd like, to share with our audience, like, what type of numbers you got
definitely.
from the various players out there, to give them some idea as to what the range is that you might be looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and after I do this, I think it's also important that maybe you can shed some light as to what actions or steps you should take if you do want to sell private party. Like, should you actually touch up your car or not? Because I'm selling my car to Carvana, and I'm not doing any type of touch-up work or any detailing or anything quite like that. And the reason that I'm selling my car to Carvana is because they made the highest offer of the three that you mentioned, Carvana, Vroom, and Carmax. And their offer was substantially higher, thousands of dollars higher than Carmax and about $1,000 higher than Vroom. There's also a convenience factor that you spoke to with private party that Carvana and Vroom also alleviates, which is they're going to come and pick up the vehicle. Now, I haven't done this yet, so we'll see if the online offer actually is what I end up getting. I wouldn't be surprised if, and maybe we should send them the video you did, which we will link to there, of you appraising my car, because they'll know that I have all scuffed rims and all that fun stuff, which obviously they don't know right now. So we'll see.
They don't ask those questions?
They don't ask those questions, no.
Wow.
They ask for general
condition.
Yeah.
Okay.
And one thing I'll mention here that's really interesting, and if you haven't listened to this, my dad and I just interviewed Nicholas Hinrichsen on our podcast, the Auto Insider podcast. And Nicholas was actually the senior director of the Sell to Carvana program. So we just interviewed him a couple days ago, and he literally built out the whole Sell to Carvana program, which is now the primary driver for inventory for Carvana. And so it was really fun to talk to him about, well, why is Carvana giving me the highest offer? And he had a couple really good ideas, which were, geographically, there's some different trends, and also they know that they can make it up on back end, on back end profit.
Yes.
And so he actually mentioned, and he's seen this happen before, he doesn't think it'll happen with my car. Carvana will buy cars and then list them for less than what they paid, just to make the $1,500 to $2,000 in back end profit off of a loan or off of aftermarket product sales. So anyway, it's a long story short. I'm selling to Carvana. The reason I'm selling to Carvana, convenient, highest offer. However, I probably could have gotten more if I did private party, but that would have entailed, I imagine, I would have had to detail the thing. I would have had to clean it up.
Yes. If you're selling private party, you're going to want to detail the car. You're going to want it looking like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Are you going to want to get the scuffed wheels repaired? Probably not.
Yeah.
Because you're going to pay more for it than a dealer would, reconditioning wise. But you want to have fresh oil in the car, so you might want to get an oil change, get the car detailed, have it just looking like a diamond.
Yeah.
And have the service records available for the potential buyer to review, to make sure that they're not looking at any real issues. Those are the things that I would do if I was selling it privately. And you want to make sure that you complete the transaction either at the bank or at the credit union, so that the check you're getting from whoever you're selling it to, it turns out it's good, not bad.
Yep.
And things of that nature. And don't give them the title until everything is completed.
And that's another convenience aspect of the Carvana Vroom CarMax route is, I don't really got to think that much. I really don't.
You just caused me to think about something. They're probably going to want the title to the car.
Oh, I have the title to the car.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, God bless you.
I thought about that, man.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, they make it so easy. And talking to Nicholas was super interesting because he designed the whole online workflow, and he no longer is with Carvana. He left relatively recently, but he told me, you're probably going to get a text message and it's signed off by me because it's so deep in the system, and that was really funny, but it was also really telling is like they have this very customer friendly workflow and experience, which is super nice. And maybe I could have gotten $500 or $1,000 more selling private party. Or a lot of people in the comments have mentioned you should sell it on Cars and Bids, which is Doug DeMuro's auction. Maybe, but it would have been so much more work. And also, to your point, do the transaction in a place where you feel safe and comfortable. Like, I want the ease of mind of just, okay, I just sold my car. They can have it.
Yeah. you know, there's a price to be paid for convenience.
Yeah, definitely.
And you're paying it.
You talk about this all the time.
Absolutely.
Your time is worth money.
Yeah, and not everybody believes that, but it is, because everybody has a finite amount.
You know who else's time was worth a lot of money?
No, whose?
My lawyer
Yeah.
that I had to pay.
Well, he got paid handsomely for doing very little
nothing,
work.
man.
Yeah,
If you
yeah.
watch this video and you know who you are,
Yeah.
thank you. But also,
Yeah,
come on.
Well, I had to negotiate the
Yeah, I remember that.
the fees for you.
All right, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
If you're looking to sell your car and you want to get top dollar, private party. If you're looking to sell a car and you're making it as convenient as possible and top dollar, probably Carvana, but also contact Vroom, also contact Carmax.
Yep, absolutely. Those are the ways to go.
You're the man. Thank you.
Thank you.